What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Wes. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys have been enjoying the holidays, and I pray that you all have a wonderful, blessed new year. But listen, y'all already know why you're here. Kaiju number 8 is back again after a month-long break, and we can finally touch base with what's been going on during the Kaiju War. So, without further ado, it's time for another Kaiju number 8 chapter review. So, today we are going to be discussing chapter 77. Last chapter, we left off with the arrival of 5 new Daikaiju, all of whom are specially created by number 9 and were identified by the Defense Force by order of appearance. This chapter opens up with the Pigtail Queen herself, Kikoru Shinomiya, versus the mutant freak from Junji Ito's Workshop of Horror, Kaiju number 15. And listen, I called this. I'm gonna get into it, but I called it some 2 chapters ago when I said that Matsumoto was trying to lull readers into a false sense of security before crap just hits the fan. Kafka was out there praising the JDF at every turn like they were completely untouchable during the war, and boom, now what? So let me get back on track. Okonogi states that now with the appearance of 5 identified kaiju, the situation is more than what the Defense Force's Eastern Division can handle. This is important because it helps to paint a better picture and allows me to theorycraft as to what the Western Division is going to be doing. Number 9 is launching a full-scale invasion of Japan. Will the Western Division of the JDF be going up against the remaining Daikaiju that 9 created? We know that they exist, but so far they haven't been shown or even mentioned again, so who can say? But I think that's what will happen in the future as chapters come out, at least for now. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. So, number 15 decides to put an end to her staring contest with Kikoru and is the first to launch an attack. Kikoru, being the highly skilled troop officer that she is, spots the attack coming just as it's being launched and makes an attempt to warn the other officers behind her to begin evading the attack. Sadly, her warning was in vain, and Matsumoto injects some of that darkness into what is otherwise a somewhat lighthearted manga. He's been known to do this from time to time when the situation calls for it, and this is one of those moments because the entourage trailing behind Kikoru gets absolutely obliterated. I'm talking Muhammad Avdol from JoJo's type obliterated. Those dudes are dead with a capital D. The only thing left are a few disembodied limbs. There won't even be a body to return to their mama and pape type dead. Yikes. The whole time this is happening, all I'm recalling is Kikoru previously making the declaration that, and I quote, "No one will die on my battlefield." Oof. Yo, I gotta put the Roblox sound effect on this one. Oof. Number 15's attack was so strong that it blew a hole through the building behind the 6 officers that got dusted. So there's no way a couple of JDF grunts were going to be able to dodge an attack from 15. Perceiving an attack from 15 isn't any small feat either, with how unassuming her moves seem to be. So as I stated last chapter, it's currently a decent matchup for Kikoru as she is now with weapon 4, giving her a speed boost, so we'll see how this plays out over time. Next, we see 15 claiming that she launched that previous attack, knowing full well that Kikoru was just going to dodge the attack anyway. Then we get a revelation, and I won't say that it's a shocking one because it was obvious that this was number 9's plan and this is what he was doing all along because it's the most common war strategy in the book because it works. Captain Narumi comes to the realization that number 9's plan is to essentially divide and conquer the JDF's main forces as much as possible, which is why the first wave of kaiju launched attacks nationwide in order to stretch the reach of the JDF as thin as possible before moving in with the Daikaiju to attack all the captains or higher ranked troop members. Hey, but notice when my boy Hoshina hears this information over the comms, he's not even phased. He probably already had a hunch that this is what number 9's plan was for a hot minute now. Moving on, Director General Itami must have short-term memory because he was literally gassing up my girl Kikoru back in chapter 72, going on about how she reminded him of Isao's power and Hikari's speed combined, only to now suddenly doubt her capabilities as a soldier. What, because number 15 showed up? Like, come on, homie. But I like that though, because it sets up Kikoru to surpass everyone's expectations and do the one thing that her moronic master Narumi always says: give us results. That is all that matters out here. She has to win this fight. Everyone who is currently out there facing these Daikaiju are locked in. No one will be receiving any backup since there aren't enough troops on deck to support everyone. So the stakes for this arc have been raised significantly. It seems like the first fight that is going to go down will be Kikoru versus number 15, and I couldn't be more excited because it's time for our girl to shine. Like she states in the next few panels, she's been saved time and time again. Even though she's a genius when it comes to slaying kaiju among her peers, whether it be during 9's first appearance, which was supposed to be her moment, or when 10 was about to detonate and checkmate everyone in the area, including Kikoru herself. She was rescued by someone else, and I don't believe it's a matter of pride. It's more like she wishes to protect her friends and fellow officers, much in the same way that her mother and father have before her, and for that she needs strength. That's her mental state going into this battle. So Captain Narumi tells her that this is it. You will either beat this kaiju by yourself or die. And Kikoru gives a very Kikoru-like response and says that that was her plan from the start. She activates a full release of Weapon 4 and reaches an unleashed combat percentage of 84%, putting her slightly over Vice Captain Hoshino, who currently has what I remember to be 77% using Weapon 10. And with that, it seems like all of the supporting cast have found their matchups. Narumi is facing number 11. Shinonome's squad will be targeting number 13. So we know that Kafka might be in the mix there too at some point, since he is their rear guard. Mina will be taking on the task of dealing with number 14, aka the Monolith Kaiju. I expected her to have to deal with the Supergiant class Daikaiju that number 9 created, but this matchup does make sense because number 14 is an aerial class Daikaiju, it seems like. The only one who can probably reach an effective range against this thing is a sniper, and Mina is the best in the country, so she's got that on lock, at least for now. And last but not least, we have Kikoru versus 15. Remember, no matter who loses this fight, Pigtails win at the end of the day. Let's just hope that those pigtails are blonde and not black, or the JDF could be in some serious trouble. After it's all said and done, I am a little surprised by some of the matchups, but it adds more credit to my theory that the other Daikaiju number 9 created will be fighting the JDF's Western Division. In typical shonen fashion, those matchups will most likely involve Rino, Iharu, Aoi, and Haruichi. I definitely can't wait to catch up with them and to see just how far they've come while training under the JDF's other captains outside of Division 3. So what did you guys think of chapter 77? Personally, I think this chapter is a warm 6 at best. Not much happened, honestly, and it was a recap to set up some things that were already set up previously, which is strange. Next chapter will probably pick up the pace and feel like things are progressing again, or at least I hope. So I wish you all a productive new year. Let's do our best to make it through 2023, since 2024 is the year of the kaiju, if you know what I mean. If you enjoy this type of content, then comment down below, click the thumbs up, hit the bell to stay notified, and consider subscribing. I will see you guys on the next video. God bless. Peace.